Okay, so I've now finished the 4 mast top ropes, which are quite complicated actually. It's quite hard to understand what the instructions are trying to tell you on these more complicated pieces of rigging. Basically how this rigging works is you tie a knot on the eye bolt, as you can see. This one here, it goes down, put it through the hole in the mid-mast section, take out the other side, and then put it through the block, and then go down and secure it to this pin rail. But it's quite complex to understand on the instructions. So, while I'm working on the rigging actually, what I'll start to do is work on these little boats, because there is 3 of them, and it's quite a lot of work, so I'll start to do the smallest one. This one's went a lot well in the launch actually, done a very good job in my opinion. Just barely any gaps, there's a tiny gap there. It's nothing that can't be filled. And what I'm going to do is complete the other side now. And then when the other side's completed, I'm going to sand it. And once I showed you what it looks like, I'm going to show you how I'm going to prepare the surface of the actual little boat. And also, while I'm working on this, I'm also going to start adding the step pieces. I forgot what they were called, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. So the way we're going to make the ratlines, which is what they're actually called, I didn't realise, is by placing a stencil over the shrouds using paper clips, and then you can either tie the brown thread around this shrouds, or you can thread it through using a needle, which is what I'm going to do, as tying them will take, I imagine, years. So I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to tie 0.25mm thread around the needle, and at the red points I'm going to go through and then leave it hanging. And when I start doing some of this, I'll show you what it looks like and how we're going to finish them off. An hour or so later, I've got all of these knitted through. Now what I'm going to have to do is actually seal all of these connections with super glue and a cocktail stick. And when that's done, I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to cut off all the ends, and when that's done I'm going to show you what it looks like. You can see I've finished the mizzen mainmast shrouds and futtocks. Finished the mainmast ones as well. Mainmast ones took ages. Also, a little technique is when you cut all the string off the edges, just focus it. There will be like scraggles of string missing, as you can see here. So what you can do is get a lighter and burn them off like that. Just to show you the same on the other side. There you go. Basically now we've finished all the way up to issue 101. We've just finished 100, I believe. I've done all the steps from what I'm looking at here, apart from fitting those dummy gun ports. Let me see if there's anything else. But what we've done, well, I'm checking. Is that fine? Yeah. Okay, so I've done everything. Impact 10. What I've done is I've done the I forgot what they were called. They are called the 4 topmast top ropes and mainmast top ropes and mizzen top ropes. These are done by putting I'll show you on the mizzen because you can see it the best. Putting a string through here, going down through the top gallant over into a block on the other side, and then going back down and attaching it to the pin rails. There's 2 of these on each side that go through the topmast cap, the mainmast cap, the lower section, and there's one that goes up here, down, through the mast, back up again, through another block and back down into the pin rail. So there's two little ones and one bigger one, and that's on every single mast, as you can see. So yeah, I think I've done this one wrong actually. I need to fix that, but apart from that everything's fine. Done more work on this. The shrouds I'm just going to do slowly, one by one. I finished the mizzen mast on the left, the right side completely. So that's one side done. I've got half of the other upper layer of the main mast to do, the whole full mast. So I'll start rigging the masts more. I've now done so far the shifting backstays and breast backstays. The breast ones go from the top of the cross trees down into the end eye block on both sides, same on the other side. And what I'm going to do now is fit the royal backstays, which go to the tip of the mast, down into the pins on the end, as you can see here. I've fully finished the shrouds on the mizzen mast, as you can see. I've also added the top gallant shrouds, which go around the top of the octagonal section, down through the holes and cross trees, down to the far pin, I believe they're called, of the shroud, the upper shroud. What I'm going to do now is, now that the mizzen mast is basically complete, is start tying the backstays. There's quite a lot of work involved with these. I'm going to start with the shifting backstay, and I'll show you what it looks like, and the standing, and then after that we'll start the top gallant. It's quite complex trying to show this on camera, so I'm going to rig it first and then show you. And I think that's what I'll do from the rigging from now on. It's quite hard to explain where things go, since there's so much rigging to do. But yeah, mizzen mast is looking beautiful. I've made some more rigging. What I've done first is rigged a piece of string from the foremast octagonal section to the top of the main mast, and I've done the same here from the main to the mizzen. Finished rigging both of the mizzen stays, as you can see. Mizzen is pretty much done now. What I'm going to do now is continue making these stays. Okay, what I've done is added 2 of the flag stays, one that goes on the edge of the jibboom and one on the complete end of the boom, that go down and into the pin rails. What I'm going to do now is actually start adding in the mizzen booms, while I'm working on adding the lanterns onto the back. the lanterns I've just painted, I'm going to have to drill holes in the back, put the lanterns in, and then I'm going to have to, with pieces of wires, add supports on both sides, as shown here. What I'm also going to do is start rigging the boom, which is done by getting the boom, drilling holes in it, tying some string around it and adding these little beads, and once that's tied in place I'll show you what it looks like and we'll see what we'll do from there on. You can see I've now glued on the lanterns and the supports, painted everything. I've also added the 4 eye bolts on the back, added 2 single blocks on either side and 1 double block on the knee. So what we're going to do now actually is put the boom on by drilling, the boom by drilling it on, and with some string adding some beads and putting it around. And once done I'll show you what it looks like. As you can see, the top boom is now in place. The way this has been rigged is I've tied a piece on the end, gone through the double block, back through single, back into a double, and tightened it around the end, just like that. Now what we're going to do is tie the 2 double blocks on the bottom boom, this one and that one, together, and once that's done I'll show you how to do the other parts.